On Saturday night, President Barack Obama attended the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation gala. And at the event, he made a speech, and as anybody could suspect, he talked about Hillary Clinton and talked about voting for Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. No surprise there. Also, what he talked about was he was trying to draw the distinctions between the Democratic and the Republican Party and make the case for protecting his legacy, which could only be done by
voting for Hillary Clinton.
Okay. So we're going to take a look at a few clips from his speech. We're going to begin with him specifically talking about voting rights and how the Republican Party in particular is guilty of making voting more difficult for people.
Right now in multiple states, Republicans are actively and openly trying to prevent people from voting, adding new barriers to registration, cutting early voting, closing polling places in predominantly minority communities, refusing to send out absentee ballots, kicking people off the rolls, often incorrectly. This should be a national scandal.
So he's disparaging the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. He said openly trying to prevent people from voting.
Now we're not going to deny that
what he said was
happens.
Actually true. Yeah,
it is true.
Yeah,
because they have their way of doing it.
Right.
You know, they gerrymander.
They gerrymander the hell out of districts.
Mm-hmm. They try to make it hard for people to vote.
Right. They make these voter ID laws. Yeah, of course, it's true. But is the Democratic Party not guilty of trying to make it more difficult to vote as well?
Was it a national scandal when 150,000 people were dropped from the voter rolls in New York? What was it a national scandal then?
He talked about people getting kicked off of the rolls.
That was a Democratic primary.
That was a Democratic Party in New York.
What's another state?
Primary,
What's another state?
Let's see, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. There were many reports of people walking in, and all of a sudden they're not a Democrat anymore. Mm-hmm. They're Republican or they're independent.
Same thing in California.
That wasn't a national scandal. No, only when the Republicans do shady shit. That's a national scandal.
That's what I'm saying. He's still playing that. Well.
Party politics.
Yeah, they're worse. Look how bad they are.
Yeah.
So since they're so bad, there's nothing kind of, suspicious on our side.
Yeah.
If you care about our legacy, realize everything we stand for is at stake. All the progress we've made is at stake in this election. My name may not be on the ballot, but our progress is on the ballot. Tolerance is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Justice is on the ballot. Good schools are on the ballot. Ending mass incarceration, that's on the ballot right now. And there is one candidate who will advance those things. And there is another candidate whose defining principle, the central theme of his candidacy, is opposition to all that we've done.
I will give Obama some credit.
For what?
Well, he knows how to sell that emotion
better
than Hillary cold-blooded Clinton.
Ice cold, right?
Hillary ice cold Clinton.
I'll give you that. But the words that come out of his mouth, I'm not feeling them. He's talking about the progress that they've made, and he said while he may not be on the ballot this go around, the progress is tolerance is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot.
Is he suggesting that, when he says democracy is on the ballot, is he saying that Trump is a threat to democracy?
Yes.
And Hillary Clinton is an advocate. No, an advocate of democracy.
That's right. Again, did we live through the DNC leak? Did that actually happen?
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious as to what kind of democracy we're sustaining.
That's the good question.
Because, I mean, he talks about his legacy and, trying to get voters to ensure that his legacy is continued through Hillary Clinton. So if you want to look at his legacy, what he is doing is he's, I guess, juxtaposing his legacy with the concept of democracy. So what kind of democracy do we have now? That's what we need to ask.
Like I said, we just lived through the DNC league where we saw what was going on through the primary system, right? And we saw through the primaries, let's call it what it is, election fraud. It is election fraud.
Not just like the election part, but like I think I already mentioned it earlier about them pretty much kneecapping Bernie Sanders.
Right.
And I guess using the money laundering system to funnel money straight to Hillary Clinton. Is that democracy?
That's
I mean, let's just take it outside of just the election. What about something as common as the lobbyists writing legislation in favor of corporations? Corporations which run the networks. What about TPP? Does that promote democracy? Is that your legacy? What about
because he's the main one that's pushing it, right?
What about
that's not democracy.
His pretty much his unconditional support of Israel? You know, like on the surface, he makes it look like he has some disagreements with Netanyahu, but at the end of the day, he has unconditional support.
Unconditional, just
Israel.
Like any other politician that we are aware of. That is a Democrat or Republican, right?
What about arming rebels and us not knowing the end game of these rebels?
He also said that justice is on the ballot. Justice is on the ballot. You're talking about mass incarceration. You're trying to get people to vote for mass incarceration, and you say justice is on the ballot?
Taking money from private prisons?
Yeah.
How does that promote justice?
Justice
that promotes mass incarceration.
This is the same woman that did want the no-fly zone in Syria too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would have definitely caused a lot of controversy, and I'm pretty certain a lot of innocent people would have died. Not like, and I say that like innocent people aren't dying over there already. But is that justice? Because we're not just talking about justice right here on the homeland. We're talking about justice around the world too, right?
About justice in Honduras.
Yeah.
Or Haiti.
Justice is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot.
There's no such thing as a vote that doesn't matter. It all matters. And after we have achieved historic turnout in 2008 and 2012, especially in the African American community, I will consider it a personal insult, an insult to my legacy, if this community lets down its guard and fails to activate itself in this election. You want to give me a good send-off? Go vote!
He has to guilt people into voting for Hillary Clinton, and that's so sad. You just exposing how weak she is.
So they've used fear-mongering, they've used the guilt trip, they've labeled candidates, and pretty much any vote or non-vote, if it's not a vote for Hillary Clinton, it's a protest, right? It's a protest. If it's not a vote for Hillary Clinton, it's a protest. And what that means is that that means it's a vote for Trump then. You're helping Trump get elected. So black community, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because if you want to propel my legacy, you got to show up for Hillary Clinton. So you got to, what he said? You got to make sure to activate yourself.
Activate yourself.
You know what? I got you. I got you, Obama.
You know what? We're inspired.
We
are inspired.
That was motivational.
Yeah.
I got you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to activate myself on November, is it 8th? Is it 8th? Mm-hmm. Yeah. November 8th? Okay. Election day. I will activate myself. And I will vote for Jill Stein.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do.
Because democracy is on the ballot.
What? Democracy and justice is on. Tolerance is on the ballot.
There's only one person that I can think of.
There's one that I can think of. And her initials aren't HRC.